Try it again. Hello, everybody. Hey, this is Douglas Block. It is January. Boy, let's try that again. This is July 3rd, 2019, the day before July 4th, and which is Independence Day for the United States, but not for all you folks in the UK. Let me see. The UK is Ireland, or is it all of Ireland? Scotland, England, and Wales. What are the four countries in the UK? Catherine, Goldie, let me know what the four countries of the UK are. Amanda, Chom Choms, Catherine, Lazy Eyes, Subhadeep, and Catherine again. Thank you for all being here. Amanda Nelson. Well, how's the sound? Last time there was a buzzing. I tried to test it ahead of time to make sure that wasn't the case. Only Northern Ireland? Isn't it? What about Southern Ireland? How come that's not in the UK? Amanda. And what about, so we have Northern Ireland, Scotland, England, and Wales. Are those the four countries? Hey, Lazy Eye Ranch, nice to see you. I'm glad you got a notification. Here we are, another hour of live chat where you can ask any question you want on mental health recovery. And yeah, tomorrow's July 4th. I heard our president is having tanks roll down the streets of Washington, D.C., cracking the roads, I guess. Tanks are pretty heavy, aren't they? Hey, MD Nixon from Germany. Amanda, nope, just south. I got friends there. Okay, so I'm not quite sure. Is it North Ireland or South Ireland that is part of the UK? I'm not quite sure. You seem to say both. Anyway, hey, you guys from England, I'm really, really sorry. I apologize. Mea culpa, mea culpa. The United States beat England yesterday in the semifinals of the World Cup. Boy, that was a close match, wasn't it? Good for some of these people, actually. I think, what's her name, who was injured? Megan somebody or other was from the University of Portland, played there, and then there's also Alex Morgan. I think she played for the Portland Thorns. Hey, Timlin Megan's last name. Why am I blocking it? Really, really crafty passer. Tanks are a bad idea. Seems like he's taking a page from Hitler's playbook. There you have it. North Ireland is in the UK. Okay, thank you. Just south of Cork, Northern Ireland is part of the UK. All right, here we are. Look at all these UKers here. More than the Americans. Come on, Americans. It's 4th of July. Be patriotic. Actually, not there yet. We can already hear firecrackers going off. I see. Southern Ireland is the Republic of Ireland, not UK. Thank you, Joe. How do you guys must all come from the UK. Megan Rapinoe. How do you pronounce Rapinoe? Raponi. Anyway, she's a darn good soccer player, don't you think? I hope she recovers from the injury for the finals. Of course, I'm cheering for the United States. Any jokes? Any jokes? I have not found my joke book. I'm really, really upset about it. I have actually read one. Let me see if I can find it here. Maybe this has got some old jokes. This is my old joke book. Humor, it says. Okay, that's going to help. Well, I'll tell you this joke. This is from Joel Osteen. It's an old joke, but I still love it if I can get my share going correctly. Testing 1, 2. What is it running into? Anyway, so the joke is that there's a prop airplane, you know, those airplanes that always get into crashes. And there we are. So anyway, this airplane has 4 passengers, but only 3 parachutes. And it's going down. It's going down. So the first person stands up and says, I'm a leading heart surgeon. My patients need me. And he jumps off the plane with a parachute. The second person says, I'm a leading rocket scientist. I'm the smartest man alive. My country needs me. He jumps out with a parachute. That leaves 2 people left, the Pope and a 10-year-old boy. The Pope says, son, I've lived a good life. I'm 80 years old. I'm going to see my maker when I go. Why don't you take that parachute? You're young. You have your whole life ahead of you. The boy says, don't worry, Pope. We have nothing to fear. You see, there's still 2 parachutes left on the plane. You know that guy who said he was the smartest man alive? He jumped off the plane with my backpack. Pride goeth before the fall, all you people. All right. Eric's American, Megan Rapinoe. Happy Independence Day tomorrow, Doug. Thank you. Thank you. I think the 4th of July, I'm not really that into the 4th of July, although Portland, Oregon has really cool fireworks down by the waters. I'll say that. I'm not exactly, well, I mean, I think America's a great country, but I'm not super patriotic. MD Nixon says, I'm coming off of medication. I feel strange today, different for sure. Mood is getting a little worse. I hope it's worth it. What are you coming off of? And are you doing this under the care of a doctor, MD Nixon? You like that one, Bridget Fitzgerald. Thank you. Lazy Eye Ranch says, all of my... Catherine Goldie, $4.99 in pounds. Thank you. The live chat, I am incurring unexpected legal fees, unfortunately, for... I don't even get into it. It just makes me upset to talk about it. But the Board of Psychology is not happy that I'm running depression support groups. They think it's competing with psychologists, but it isn't. I have a peer group. I don't do therapy. But people coming together in the community, like here on the live chat, that's why we do these live chats, so people can come together and connect with each other and not feel so isolated and alone. There's a book called Tribe I'm supposed to get by some sort of anthropologist who says that human beings need to feel part of a close circle. I mean, maybe that's why they cheer for teams. That's got to be it, why people go crazy over their sports team. They belong to have a feeling of a tribe of belonging to something. Anyway, that's how we evolved on the planet, and we need each other. So this is a little tribe of depressives. We'll call you the DTs, the depressive tribe. How's that? All right. Okay, all my neighbors are immigrants from different countries. They bought properties with burned houses and cars, cleaned them up, and made this place safer. They also fixed roads by hand with shovels. Very good. I'm safer because of my neighbors from different countries. I love having them here. Well, of course. America was built on immigrants. Are you kidding me? All of us are descended from immigrants. Even the Pilgrims were immigrants from England. By the way, I'm glad we have a nice relationship with England, UK, us in America, because, boy, I love the UK. I think England is the source of civilization, in my opinion. Common law, habeas corpus, the whole 9 yards, and I lived there for 6 months. Yeah, they took legal action against me, absolutely. How do you make holy water, Eric Timmerman? Why, you boil the hell out of it. That's my joke. You're coming off Remeron. Talk with my psychiatrist about it's okay, but I stopped taking my new medication without her permission because I fear the side effect, which can be liver disease. Well, is that health anxiety? Is that realistic? How much do you need to take? You should talk about that with your psychiatrist. What was the medication? Anyway, yes, let's give a shout out to the immigrants, really. I don't want to get into politics, but did anybody see the Democratic debates last week? Very interesting. All right. Question on melatonin. I agree, England is amazing. Yes, what is about melatonin? You're supposed to take it in the late afternoon. It resets your biological clock. If you're in the winter, it's very good for winter depression as well as light therapy. Light boxes are amazing. Of course, nobody here is having to deal with the winter unless you're in Australia. My last video, how to deal with job search depression. Raise your hand if you're looking for work. And my next video coming out on Monday is called How to Deal with a Toxic Work Environment. Because a lot of people, they go to work and their boss is really critical and judgmental. Well, guess what? Oftentimes that was what their father and mother was like. So a lot of people with unhealed family wounds take it right into the workplace. So this is a very important video. It'll be posted on July 8th, Monday. So that's where I heard it. Thought so, yes. My dog took Demerol and she got sick. Well, I'm sorry. How did she get the Demerol? Frank Souls. Hello, Doug. Frank from Texas. Yay, yay. I love Austin, Texas. The rest of the state I'm not too crazy about. Me, I am. I'm not quite sure what that means, Amanda Nelson. Anybody have any more questions about mental health recovery? Let's see if I can find another joke in this old book of mine. All right. Another Joel Osteen joke. Well, you know, elementary school, they're trying to basically have healthier choices for children. So when they have a big line of food, you know, take what you want. They have the apples at the beginning, you know, because more people are likely to take what's at the beginning than the end. So it's in a private, I guess, Catholic school, parochial school. So there's a ball of apples at the beginning of the line, and there's a sign that says, "Only one apple per student, please. God is watching." Then you go to the end of the line, and there's another sign at the very end, written by a student. It says, there's a bowl of cookies, and it says, "Take all the cookies you want. God is watching the apples." I love children, don't you? You know what W.C. Fields said about children? How he likes them? Properly cooked. Anybody know about W.C. Fields? A great American vaudevillian comedian. Really, really funny guy. Very famous in his time, as was Charlie Chaplin, of course. Yeah, you can't beat Hollywood, huh? Okay, the new medication is based on melatonin. In fact, there are plenty of reviews that it can be damaging for the liver. Oh, well, I wonder how much. You are looking for work, Amanda? Well, don't get discouraged. Uh, keep it up. Have a lot of support. Make sure you're getting sleep. And make sure you do something routine every day, like sending out cover letters or sending out resumes. I got bullied, Doug, when I was working. Horrible manager. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. It's hard when you're in a toxic workplace environment and you don't have another job laid up, set up, and you have to bear it because of financial necessity. That is really a tough situation. Have I ever been physically ill? Me? Hey, I'm Superman. I don't even get the sniffles. Yes, I've been physically ill. I have something, a chronic condition called cellulitis. I'm even going to type it out. By the way, Catherine, thank you for that donation. I want to let people know at the bottom of the screen on the left, there's a $sign that's super chat. If you want to help this station stay on, we've been on for 7 years now, since November 2012. So we're not almost 7 years, 6.5 years. Please contribute, even if it's $1 or $2. At any rate, what was I going to write down? I've now completely forgotten. Tell me what the disease I have, that's right. The recurring disease. Any nurses out there? It's called cellulitis. Rodney Dangerfield had a lot of great quotes. Well, yes, he did, and I forgot them. Eric, please look it up on the internet or tell me one right now. I want to hear a Rodney Dangerfield joke. Phil Emerson, hi Doug, I've now been on Depakote for a fortnight and I feel really groggy in the morning. Well, that's what it does. It's very sedating. I also take mirtazapine at night. I don't think the Depakote is helping me. Do you have any feedback? Well, Depakote is usually used for people with bipolar 1 or bipolar 2 with mood disorders going up and down. So that's probably why it was given you, and it's really too early to tell in a week whether it's helping. But let me know why you've taken it, and B, any complaints or situations you have about a medication, you must talk to your prescribing doctor first. I can't prescribe or give medication recommendations over the internet, but I can tell you that Depakote is usually prescribed for people with some sort of bipolar disorder. So let me know, what are you taking it for? Lazy Eye Ranch, I had such wonderful parents. My dad reminded me of Atticus Finch. That name seems familiar. Was he the president of Italy or something? I know who he is. He was in To Kill a Mockingbird. I think I'm having such a heartache now because I wasn't aware of so many hateful, cruel people. Well, there are very cruel people out there, but there's more loving people. And remember, the light overcometh the darkness, right? It says in the first line of John, or the second line of John, and light always wins over the darkness. You want to get rid of the darkness? You don't have to fight against it. Just turn the light switch in the room, and there you have it. So, cellulitis is a disease of the soft tissue. It starts on the skin, but goes deep into the tissue, spreads into the bloodstream, and if you don't control it, it will definitely kill you. It's a very, very serious illness, and I've had 20 bouts of it in my right ankle, and I was in the hospital last summer for 3 days with 22,000 white blood cell count and 102 fever. So I almost didn't make it. All right, Douglas is a good Scottish name, isn't it? Big Oak, yes, it's by the Black Stream or by the Black Water. I love that name. It's a famous clan, like Douglas MacArthur. Yeah, I'm not Scottish, but that name really fits me. I'm a Scorpio rising. Scorpio represents like dark colors, and the name fits. What can I tell you? And I do believe that names define our nature. So if you have a name, look at what it means. It might surprise you that it really corresponds with your personality. Christopher Mays, my brother is not getting better with ECT or meds. Oh dear. I'm sorry to hear that. The ECT people I've seen have had a 100% success rate. Is he doing unilateral or bilateral? How many sessions has he had, and where is he getting it? Folks moved around a lot when I was a kid, but I always found them. Hey, that's very funny. I'm gonna copy and paste. I need a new joke. Yes, Big Oak. Are you from Scotland? Are you from the UK? Or are you from America? Let me go ahead and copy and paste this joke. Okay, back here. Sure is Big Oak. Yeah, Catherine, you're from Scotland. Hey, I should go back there again. I lived in Forest, Scotland. Went to a place called Finhorn. Hey, Catherine, Send me your address. Maybe I'll stop by and visit when I go to Scotland. Douglas, you mentioned you're taking amitriptyline for sleep. Can you tell me about it? How does it work? And does it improve depression as well? Well, amitriptyline is an antidepressant. It was the second medication ever discovered after Thorazine for mood disorders. Actually, Thorazine is for psychosis. Anyway, it was the second medication for depression after imipramine. It's a tricyclic. 150 to 300 milligrams is normal dose. One of the reasons doctors don't like it is because it makes you drowsy. Then one day, the psychiatrist had a bright idea, which is exactly why Edison invented the light bulb, right? Why did Thomas Edison invent the light bulb? He had a bright idea. Anyway, a psychiatrist had a bright idea. He said, well, amitriptyline makes you groggy. We don't like it. But what if we give it to people before bedtime? It will make them groggy and help them get to sleep. And that's exactly what they did. So I'm only taking 10 milligrams a night. I used to take 250 when I was severely depressed. Isn't that amazing? I'm only taking like, what is it, 0.4% of what I used to? But so in low doses, it's good for sleep, and high doses, it's good for depression, although it's not prescribed very much these days. Christian Mays, my brother's not getting better, and he tried almost every med help. Well, where do you live? There's something called TMS, which is not as efficacious as ECT, but it's much less invasive. TMS, or depression. You should look it up on the web. It's quite used a lot in the United States. And of course, we have something called ketamine now, which is being used experimentally. Actually, there are some clinics that actually use it, but it's really, really, really quite early in the game to see whether it's going to be working a long time. Mine Mrs. Loved. Okay, I'm not quite sure what that means, Amanda Nelson. Don't worry about that ringing in the background, whatever that is. That my wife, Joan, loves to set timers all over the house. They go off and no one knows why. Well, anyway, Christopher, let me know if you live in an area where they have transcranial magnetic stimulation, TMS. That might be something else a psychiatrist might want to look into. And tell your brother, hang on, he can get better. He can get well. Depression is time limited. I know it's hell when you're in depression, and it's hell. Every day seems like an eternity, but it does pass eventually. Thanks, Doug. The Debico was added to Celexa and Remron, as I had another depressive episode that started 4 weeks ago. It was added to help the SSRIs. Well, I've never heard it used that way, but you know, psychiatrists always coming up with new uses. Jesus. That happens when you wear short pants too early in the day. Betty Boop, I'm happy to report that my mom is doing great with the mood stabilizer. She was taking 7 or 8 different antidepressants and none of them worked. Thanks for the advice. Well, I don't remember giving you the advice. What mood stabilizer is she on? Hey, Andrea B. Hi and bye. Lazy Eye Ranch. I do believe there are some more good-hearted folks than evil. I blocked some cousins and old friends who were bullying me on Facebook. I feel better not seeing their hateful racist posts. Well, I would too. We go. Could it affect me if I never felt attached to my name? The family call me one thing and friends call me another. As I live, I've go by another. Well, yeah, you're the person who, you know, I mean, a lot of people, look what Haywood Allen Conisberg changed his name to Woody Allen. Norma Jean Baker changed her name to Marilyn Monroe. Lots of people change their names when they feel that the new name is more like in line with their personality. Remember, people change, especially actresses and actors who need to take on good stage names. I just read about somebody who, Bono, right? Isn't he Irish rock star? What was his name? Kenneth David Delooney. Someone look up Bono's real name for me on the internet, will you? But Bono is not his real name. He's a really cool guy, don't you think? All right. You live in Florida, Christopher? Well, there are people who do transcranial magnetic stimulation, TMS, in Florida. And again, how many sessions has your mother or your brother had on ECT? Sometimes you don't really feel the effects until the 12th or 13th session. Is BPD depression different? Is that bipolar depression? No. Bipolar depression is the same as unipolar when you're in it, except it has a manic component when you're not in it. Oh, your name means love. Wow. Big Oak, Catherine, I want to meet you in Edinburgh in 5 hours. Meet me there. We are all doing your book together. It helps a lot. God bless you. What book together? And thank you, Christopher. Is BPD, depression, different? No, not when you're in a depressive stage. Unless you're talking about borderline personality disorder, which I don't think you are. Simpsons have no social life. How can I meet new people I want to be friends with? Something called meetup.com. I think it's worldwide. I'm on their mailing list. You couldn't believe all these amazing new groups that are started for everybody under the sun. Meetup.com. Speaking of websites, I certainly could use some new Patreon supporters. Patreon is a crowdfunding site that helps YouTube people like me go ahead and finance these videos. Just go online, read about it. It's a monthly recurring situation. You can give $2 a month and be a real patron of this channel. Paul David Hewson. Thank you, Big Oak. That doesn't sound like Bono. So Paul David Hewson, how do you change his name to Bono? That's quite a radical difference, don't you think? 13th session. Well, she's getting up there, isn't she? Well, there's a video of a guy, a doctor in America, who didn't get better till his 20th session. Hey, we only have 25 people on here. God, you normally have 60 over the weekend. I guess people are preparing for the 4th of July, huh? Well, we might have to close a little bit early, unless we can get a whole bunch of people coming on the session. Love to meet you and Joan, sure. Simpsons have tried Meetup. I don't dislike the people, just not connected. Well, keep trying it. Maybe you'll find someone you do connect with. If at first succeed, you try again. SMU Johnson. I bought your book on Amazon. I think I'm going to use it instead of antidepressants. Well, in my book, Healing from Depression, 12 Weeks to a Better Mood, which he is referring to, if I can find it here. Whoops, here we are. Healing from Depression, 12 Weeks to a Better Mood. I talk about a holistic recovery program, but I say that medication can be a part of it. So you don't have to choose between what I teach and medication. It can be both and. So, but there's a lot of good lifestyle tips. And actually, it's all summarized in this chart. The next person who makes any sort of donation, the Super Chat will get a free copy back to back of this chart that says healing from depression and anxiety, self-care activities to improve your mood. It took me 22 years to put this together, and it can be yours for just a small donation on live chat. Betty Boop, she's only on 25 milligrams once a day of Lamictal. Wow, that is a small dose. Your mommy must be really sensitive to Lamictal. It's a great drug, isn't it? It also helps with depression. Well, hello, Betty Boop's mom. Nice to see you. Betty Boop was one of my favorite cartoon characters in America, so I'm proud that you're her mother. My English has improved a lot since watching this live chat, which is great, although it wasn't too bad before. You speak very clearly, MD Nixon. I'm impressed. I don't know a word of German. Can you believe that? Teach me one word. How do you say thank you in German? For sprechen Sie Deutsch, do you speak? What does it mean? Do you speak German? I don't even know what it means. Anyway, if is it possible to get disability for depression and anxiety? Oh yes, I went on it when I was 48. It's called, psychiatric disability in the United States. You are, psychiatrists will testify in writing that you are, the anxiety and depression prevent you from working at a regular 9-to-5 job. And if that's the case, you can apply to the Social Security Department in America, and it takes a while to get approved. They turn you down, but then you have to appeal, but it can be done, and many people have done it. Dankeschön. That almost sounds like it's Danish. Hi, I'm Claire. Falling out of time for a live session of yours. What about when you feel? Well, I feel all sorts of things. This morning I haven't been feeling too well. Joan was in a little bit of a depressed mood herself, and it's cloudy out, but it's supposed to be sunny by the end of the day. And I hope Bruce Block comes back, my cat. So Christian, yes, you can apply to the Social Security Department in America. Lazy Eye Ranch, I posted my first video to TV, YouTube. My rule internet is so slow it took 3.5 hours to upload, 2.7 minutes. It's my funny cat listening to Alan Watts' instructions. Bruce, how's Bruce? Bruce has been getting up at 6 a.m. and leaving and not coming back till midnight. He's on the prowl during the summer. Hey, Lazy Eye Ranch, send me the link, will you? I want to see your cat. DouglasBlock@gmail.com, right here. Try saying, Ich spreche gut Deutsch. I'm speaking good German. Okay, so I can kind of get that. Lazy Ranch, I bought a new Japanese car. I turned on the radio. I didn't understand what they were saying. Rodney Dangerfield. Oh my God. Now that is funny. Tell me some more, Rodney Dangerfield. I don't get no respect, right? It says, click on my channel, Lazy Eye Ranch, but what is your channel? Write down the URL right here. By the way, who gave me that, Lazy Eye Ranch? That's a great Rodney Dangerfield joke. Give me another one. I'm going to tell that to my group next time. My therapist quit her job and I'm kind of afraid I'll run out of meds. I talked to some people in there and they say I'll get an appointment with a doctor if I'm lucky. Wow. Well, your therapist wasn't prescribing you meds anyway, Chom Choms. It's usually a doctor. I hope you get a new therapist. They're very, very helpful when you're dealing with a mood disorder. Okay, Lazy Eye Ranch, still waiting to hear what your channel is. Angela Jimenez, I just wanted to say thanks from watching your videos. I was able to finally take myself to the mental hospital to get help. Thanks for sharing your experience with others. Well, that's nice. How long were you there, Angela Jimenez, and what did you get help for? Was it depression, anxiety? And did I recommend going to the hospital? I do have a couple of videos on hospitalization, including my own. I've been in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mental hospitals. Would be probably some sort of a record, although not really. Anyway, Angela, I hope the hospital helped and I hope you continue to feel better. I am Claire. You're on time for a live session. Do you have a question? Would you like to make a donation? Hey, Jeff Delilah, nice to see you. SMU Johnson, let me know what you think of the book. And what other things we have here. Feral Phi High is BPD depression different? No, not if it's bipolar disorder, it's the same. Amanda really means love, huh? Well, Christopher, see if there's any TMS folks in Florida. Eric loved that joke. You mean Rodney Dangerfield? Why was the bed so depressed? Because nothing really mattress? Come on, MD Nixon, you can do better than that. Douglas, have you tried CBT? How was it? It's the only scientifically proven therapy. Are there any others? Well, some medications. Where's my lozenges? Come on, Doug. You couldn't have. Oh, they're over here. CBT, yes. I love CBT. You're a loser. No, I'm not. You're a loser. No, I'm not. You're a loser. I am great. That's CBD. Just changing those negative voices. Chom Choms, what city are you in right now? Andrew M says, Lazy Eye Ranch, I just saw your cat on here. Adorable black and white patches. I came from a really tough neighborhood. On my street, the kids take hubcaps from moving cars. Lazy Eye Ranch, still type in your channel. Love you all. Life works out. Remember that. Thank you, Isaac. Excellent affirmation. How about Shakespeare? All's well that ends well. Yes, that was Rodney's. What are you saying, Eric? The one that Lazy Eye said? Why couldn't the psychic stop crying? He wasn't a happy medium. Mm-hmm. Now, MD Nixon, I like that better. I'm going to go ahead and cut and paste that. Someone go on the internet and go ahead and find another Rodney Dangerfield joke, will you? Sometimes why they call it your crush because they crush you. That's a pessimistic view of relationships. With my own man, I get no respect. I asked him, how can I get my kite in the air? He told me to run off a cliff. Boy, Rodney Dangerfield, that's not his real name. Look it up, somebody. Lazy Eye Ranch is my channel. Just click on my homely pic. All right, Lazy, I will. Oh, you mean it will take you to the channel right now? No, I think you have to go to YouTube and put in Lazy Eye Ranch. I'm not a sexy guy. I went to a hooker. I dropped my pants. She dropped her price. Rodney. Don't. Yeah, I can kind of get that. I like one about jumping off the cliff. Thank you, Lazy Eye. I like the one about the Japanese car, though. That is very, very cool. Okay, it's 30 after the hour. Well, let's have some more questions about mental health. That's what I'm here for. By the way, I like your joke, Christian. I just don't know if other people would. So, but I think it's very funny. Hello from England, Stephen Courtney. Sorry about the. It is July 3rd. It is 2019, and on July 2nd, the USA beat England in the semifinals of the World Cup 2-1. My empathy goes out to all you Brits, and I hope that America wins the title for the third straight year. Zapper, XY. My 12-year-old son was placed on venlafaxine, better known as Effexor, for anxiety, then Lexapro. The first caused outburst. The second caused suicidal thoughts. I took him off meds. I'm keeping him busy now. Yeah, some people, especially young people, have reactions to those SSRIs. Actually, I think they say on the bottles, be careful in giving them to teenagers. And keeping them busy is a very good strategy for getting off depression. Also, talk therapy. I know he's only 12, but it's not too early to go to counseling. I started going to counseling when I was 13. Why do so many people say to avoid meds for mental health? Because there's a prejudice against meds, and for some people, they cause nasty side effects. But medication has its place. The right medication for the right person can be helpful. But, sometimes it takes a while. And if you're just suffering from, like, regular garden variety, kind of minor depression, like dysthymia, you can help with lifestyle habits. But in certain cases, like bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, and major depressive disorder, meds definitely have their place. I am Claire. I've been feeling kind of downcast, kind of losing my purpose in life. What should I do? Yes, read a book called Wishcraft by Barbara Shear. That'll help you get in touch with what you really want to do with yourself. It's important to have a sense of purpose. Otherwise, you can start to drift into depression. So this is an old book from the 70s, but it has not lost its relevance. It's about how to find out what you really want to do in your life. Here's the book, I Am Claire. Pancreatitis, bloody, painful, I tell you? Yes, somebody I know just had that recently. Some sports figure anyway. I hear it's very painful. I love your cat video. Everybody's watching Lazy Eye's cat video. Before you know it, she'll have 100,000 subscribers. Have you any tips for dealing with ADD? Well, just go to a tutor. 25 plus 30 is 55. Oh, you mean that ADD? Well, I know, the medications like Ritalin, Concerta, Adderall help some people, but there's also behavioral things. I've never had to deal with it, but there's a lot of good information out there about behavioral ways to deal with ADD. Find a good therapist or psychologist who specializes in it and use the behavioral therapies and then medication if needed. But huh? I hear that ADD people can become hyper focused. So find something that really interests you, or exercise. Mostly straightens out a lot of stuff. Thanks for typing out the name of that book, Witchcraft. Yes, well, I think it's still in print. You can get it off Amazon. Amazon, yes. Why did they call Amazon Amazon? Originally, it was a site just to buy books online. When I was late '90s, my literary agent told me to start listing my books on Amazon. Never heard from it. So who knows why they called that online bookstore Amazon? Raise your hands and let me know. Lazy, I thank you. Doesn't mean that he actually understands some of what Alan is saying. I was listening and noticed how intensely my cat was listening to philosophy. Wait, he doesn't understand a word. Bruce comes to our support groups all the time and sits there meditating. Can he pick up on the misery? Maybe he can. What's the best book you read and why? Mine feels like Fear the Fear and Do It Anyway. Well, that's an amazing book. I like Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. An amazing existential book about how to find purpose in life. Oh, there are so many books I like. I like The Road Less Traveled by M. Scott Peck. I like most things by Anthony Robbins. Amazon is A to Z. That's a good guess, not it. Lazy Orange, I'm lucky I live with my dear friends, mostly have four legs. Well, good. That's nice. The four-legged, as the Native Americans call them. I've tried Space Ache. Wow, worst experience I've ever had. I don't know what Space Ache is. Anyway, 29 people watching. Well, that's better than 25, but not a whole lot. Anne's Law. I've read that book. Very inspirational. Are you talking about witchcraft? Yes. Well, if that's the case, Angie, that's how you pronounce the name, then other people should go ahead and follow up on my suggestion. It is 38 minutes after the hour. The preparation day for the 4th of July. I have some errands to do today, and I'm going to go ahead and make sure I get my bicycle ride in. Boy, that helps with my endorphins. Am I still doing weight training? No, not as much as I need to be. I do have some. Well, I am actually seeing a personal trainer, and we don't lift weights, but she does have me do things with ropes and swings. I know. She does have me doing stuff with my body that's not traditional weight training, so I am doing it, actually. Carrie Irving, long time no see. You're also from the UK, aren't you? Wow, it's been a long time. You used to be on here on a regular basis. Well, normally I'm on my live chats or every Sunday at noon. I just decided to do one pre-4th of July. Do I have abs? I have not the abs you see in pictures, but I have enough abs. I mean, everybody's got abs. I mean, otherwise, if I had no core, I'd just fall over. Anyway, what do we have to say? We have to find a joke. Laugh Out Loud book for kids. Again, the live chat button. Anybody who gives a little, you get a free copy of Healing from Depression, Self-Care Strategies to Improve Your Mood, right here. A really cool chart. Why did the pony get sent to his room without supper? He wouldn't stop horsing around. But that's bad. Why did the turkey cross the road? To prove he wasn't a chicken. It's a double meaning. Oh. Who falls asleep at a bullfight? A bulldozer. God, these are absolutely horrible. Why was Santa helper depressed? I know a lot of people get depressed in the winter. Why was Santa's helper depressed? Well, it wasn't the fact that it was the winter. He simply had low self-esteem. I like that joke. UK, I was on your live chat last Sunday. You were? Well, I forgot. It used to be a lot. Space cake in Amsterdam. I don't know what space cake in Amsterdam is. Is it like, it must have marijuana in it or something like that. Many depressors from the UK. Yes, yes. Well, you have crummy leather like we do in Oregon. How to cope with holidays when you're on Angie? That's tough. I have a hard time with holidays because my only family is my brother on the East Coast, and all these people have large families coming and celebrating Christmas. I feel very alienated. Try to connect with people that you didn't know, even if it's other parts of the country. Try to stay busy and maybe go volunteer and help somebody else in need. MD Nixon, I recently did ride my bike to get my heartbeat up, but I always experience some sort of anxiety after getting my heartbeat up. That's the reason I stopped jogging. Well, if there's any way you can deep breathe and tell yourself you're okay, because getting your heart rate up really helps your mood after a while. Here you go. Born in Scotland, but lived in Norway for a long time. Wow. What was it like in Norway? Cold, dark? I hear that they have a really nice government with women running the show. I told my psychiatrist that everybody hates me. He said I was being ridiculous. Everyone hasn't met me yet. Is that Rodney Dangerfield? Oh, that is very, very funny. Thank you, Lazy Eye Ranch. Rodney Dangerfield is the master of self-deprecating humor. Did you hear about the butcher who backed into the meat grinder? He got a little behind in his work. Oh, Christian, that's priceless. That I'm going to copy. The worse they are, the better I like them. Christian Davidson, that's hilarious. I actually laughed out loud at that one. Norway sounds like a real cold pick. Hey, my assistant and what's her name? Consultant, Amy, is now living in Sweden for the summer. That sounds really nice. It gets dark at like 1 a.m. and doesn't get light till 4. Basically, it stays light from 4 a.m. to 1 a.m. Wow, talk about enjoying the evenings with the late sunlight. Of course, in the evening, in the winters, you're really screwed, right? In Sweden, dark 21 hours a day, I couldn't handle it. Oh my God, Lazy Ranch, where are you getting these Dangerfield jokes? They're very, very funny. Anyway, I'm going to cut and paste a lot of these jokes. Thank you. All right, let's answer some more questions. What are people dealing with? Thanks, Douglas Sinclair. You're welcome, Angie. Hi, Douglas. I've been following your channel since the summer of 2015. Wow, I was really depressed then. Could you see it in my videos? It's amazing I even made them. I was so down. I admire your contribution in giving help and support to fight this beast called depression. Actually, there's an amazing memoir called The Beast by Martha Manning. You should take a look at it. Thank you. Regards from Italy. Ricardo, 2 of my good friends are in Italy. I'm 7 years old. I always wanted to go to Italy since I've been about 9. Please help me, Ricardo. Tell me, send me an itinerary. Tell me how to get to Italy and what to see. That's my only, what is it called? What are those lists when you have a certain list? Come on. What's it called, guys, when you have a certain thing you want to do before you die? The bedrock list or something? Bucket list. Aha, it's the bucket list. My only thing on my bucket list is to go to Italy. I need to know how. Thank you. In my case, sports like jogging and riding a bike helps with depression, but does it help with anxiety? It makes it worse. Wow, well, it helps with both for me, because when you're so tired you can't even think straight, you can't be depressed or anxious. All right. When I'm depressed, life seems so dark. I want to sleep all day. I can't cope with my negative thoughts. Sometimes I'm depressed for 2 to 3 years. I'm not going to my therapist right now. What should I do? Go to your therapist and think about going to a prescriber. Maybe there's some medication that can help. And also get my book. How do I deal with family that's not helpful in reaching my goals? When my mother said, "Don't be a writer, Douglas. You can't make a living." Well, she was right, but I'm glad I became a writer anyway. So, Amanda, you just have to take cues from people, friends, and other people who know and support you. By the way, I love you and thanks for the amazing videos. Thank you, Esmaguo. What country are you from? Bucket list. Thank you. I am Clark. I am Claire. All right. So, a girl phoned me the other day and said, "Come over. There's nobody home." I went over and nobody was home. I remember the one from Carson. Lazy Eye Ranch, you are just the best. Anyway, so Esmagulo, what country are you from? And hey, look, I feel bad for you, so email me, and I'll send you a free copy of this chart. It gives you 45 things to do to help you feel less depressed. And all you have to do is Magulo, if you just email me, douglasblock@gmail.com. But I want you to tell me where you live, only because I'm always interested in other people, other countries, and geography. That was one of my favorite subjects as a kid. I memorized all of the square miles of all the states of America and their capitals. Columbia, South Carolina. Boston, Massachusetts. Atlanta, Georgia. See, I know them all. Salem, Oregon. Salem, Massachusetts. I think Salem's the capital of Massachusetts. Would someone like to look it up for me? Anyway, Amanda, yeah, just if a man does not keep pace with his companions, perhaps he hears a different drummer. Let him step to the music which he hears, no matter how measured or far away. Henry David Thoreau, one of my favorite people in the world. Anyway, yes, it's okay to march to a beat of a different drummer. By the way, that was a clothing store in Greenwich Village in the 60s. All right, who has? By the way, bucket list. Yes, thank you, guys. How to cope with worrying about dealing with looming mortality of older relatives? Yeah, well, I have a whole bunch of stuff on anxiety I've written. You just say cancel, cancel. You take a deep breath and you say, right now, everything is okay. I'm safe. And the other thing from Susan Jeffers' book, Fear the Fear and Do It Anyway, anytime you have a, here goes my lozenges. Anytime you have a worry about the future, this is what you tell yourself. That's what you tell yourself when your worry is overtaking you. Hey, we're up to 30 people watching. We hit the 30 mark. We're not going to hit 64, are we? You're a writer too, Amanda. Well, I'd like to meet you someday. Where do you live? So Angie, did that help? I have a video called How to Rewire Your Anxious Brain, and I have another one called 3 Steps to Overcome Worry. Why don't you check that out? Since I can't even type. This is a video I made. Okay. If you visit Germany as well, you're very welcome here. Well, Bloch is a German name, so I guess I'm somewhat related to German. Big Oak, is it normal to have sudden bouts of depression that feels like I could instantly stop living? That lasts for only a minute or two? I don't know what that's about. Dark thoughts that last a minute or two? To have clinical depression, they have to be going on for 2 weeks straight. So I'm not quite sure what you call it, but guess what? This too shall pass. I'm glad it comes and it goes. As long as you can just notice it and not freak out about it, I guess you can just continue to live with it. But I've never heard of that before. Amanda Nelson says the bus system is bad. I think you're in UK. I think you should visit Italy. You will love it. And where do you live? I am Claire. Patty Brady from Ireland. I hate it when some of my friends say everybody has depression. If only they knew what depression was like. That's right. Everybody gets blue. Everybody has a blue mood. Everybody gets down, especially when the Golden State Warriors lose the NBA Finals. But depression is a much more serious medical condition, yes. Been to Berlin 2 times. Love the place. I hear it's a really interesting place, Berlin is. I can handle it. You live in Turkey. Wow. You've been watching for 2 years? God, you have a dictator in Turkey, just like we do in the U.S. I'm not supposed to say anything political. Cancel, cancel. Anyway, what's life like in Turkey? I hear it's an interesting place. Are flower batch remedies good for depression? You mean Bach flower remedies? Yeah. They've been around for a while. They're very subtle. If you're severely depressed, I wouldn't count on them alone, but they do help some people who are really sensitive and are really sensitive to subtle energies. They do help. They've been around for quite some time. I used to take one called Rescue Remedy, which I guess Helps when you're really feeling anxious. You live in Florida. Hey, my parents retired in Florida. East Coast or West Coast? I used to go to Delray Beach and Boca Raton. Anyway, NG Law, you've watched all of my video? Oh, you mean 3 Steps Overcoming Worry. Yeah, it's good to watch more than one video. And by the way, type in videos for dealing with worry on YouTube. There must be 20,000 of them, and I'm sure a lot of people have information that's just as good, if not better, than mine. All right. I live off the grid on a mountain in nowhere, beautiful, wild place, but I really need transportation. I hate that people are reckless with fireworks. That's what happened here in Oregon. We had a big fire in the Columbia River Gorge in 2017. I'm against taking antidepressants. Surely there's something more natural, where there's St. John's wort, there's San-Me, there's a lot of, just go look up, go to my website and look at natural alternatives to Prozac on my website, healingfromdepression.com. But again, if you are feeling depressed, you really need to be under somebody's care, either a therapist or a doctor. And some of these quote-unquote natural remedies can have their own problems and side effects. So if you're going to start taking them, at least be a naturopath. Have somebody, looking over you, helping you out. Hey, Jason Clulo, you're here for the past 9 minutes. You live in southern Italy? I am, Claire? Oh, my God. Anywhere near Sicily? Hey, send me your address, seriously. Although, aren't Venice and Florence more northern Italy? I always like southern Italian food, though. Anyway, hey, I'm going to get there before I die, so douglasblog@gmail.com. Let me know where you live. If you don't want to give out your address, of course, that's private. But anyway, thank you for telling me to visit. How to deal with high sensitivity? Well, there's a book called The Highly Sensitive Person. You have to really make sure you're not around, like, environments that get you revved up, like Manhattan, which is why I had to leave New York City. Spend time in nature. Play soothing music. Be around kind people. Manage your environment so there's no toxicity in it. That's how you deal with being a sensitive person. Shirley K., this is for Big Oak. My cousin told me depression lies, anxiety lies. I too have transient terrible thoughts, and I say out loud, shut up, you're lying. What's the best solution with dysthymia? My depression never leaves me. I have a video called Dysthymia Living in the Gray Zone. Exercise, social connection, diet, sleep, and find something to be creative about. Get into playing the guitar, music, painting, writing. Can dysthymia get better? It can certainly be managed, and yes, over time you can be better at dealing with it. I have intrusive violent thoughts. Yeah, well, guess what? They're just thoughts, Craig Cox, and if you just watch them as thoughts and saying they can't hurt you, that's good. But in the meantime, you definitely should see a psychiatrist. There are some medications that can help with that. But yes, intrusive violent thoughts can be very scary. I couldn't agree with you more. But remember, they're just thoughts. And again, I would say go to the therapist and a doctor at the same time. Okay, who is it that likes natural things? 5-HTP and St. John's wort are helping me, says Lazy Eye Ranch, but I need to see a doctor. I just got approved for Medi-Cal. Yay, yay. Why don't you take Uber, Lazy Eye Ranch? Silent Hill, UK. Okay, what does that mean? And you said thanks. Did I say anything? Oh, yeah. Dysthymia can be managed using lifestyle habits, and watch my video about it. And just, again, type it in YouTube. Lots of different things you can do. Matter of fact, again, this has been the lowest contributing bunch I've ever had. Not to try to shame you guys, but if you send me your email, I will send you the man who has dysthymia, this chart, which has nothing but strategies to deal with dysthymia. Big Oak, is sensitivity linked to depression? Yes, most depressives are introverts and highly sensitive. I've always been very sensitive. Funny how our culture thinks sensitivity is being weak, when we would say that a machine that was sensitive was powerful. Well, we have a prejudice against the feminine in America and most, first world countries. Because, go, achieve, conquer, the masculine way. Well, we need masculine energy, but we also need feminine energy, it balance out the masculine. And unfortunately, as James Brown used to say, it's a man's world. But, we do have a lot more women senators in America, and I think women are getting into politics other times in the world. Remember many years ago when a woman couldn't even do anything outside the house? We've come a long way, baby. Who said that? Hey, nobody answered my question. How did Amazon.com get its name? Well, when Jeff Bezos created the online bookstore, he wanted to convey something large and all-encompassing. And the Amazon River in South America is the longest river in the world, and that's why he chose the name Amazon. It was named after the Amazon River. How's that there for trivia? As my mother would say, that and 75 cents will get you on the subway. 33 people watching, 4 minutes and 25 seconds left. Well, at least we're increasing our views. So let me give you my advice today. No matter how bad you feel, no matter how much your mind tells you that it will never get better, depression lies about the future. You can and will get better. Remember what the Buddhists say, impermanence, everything is transient. Nothing stays the same forever. Just look at your lives. You're not the same person you were 5 years ago, and you're certainly not in the same situation. So, you can never give up, you can never give up, you can never give up. Reach out for help, it's there. Pray. I really believe in divine intervention. God, I'd be dead if I didn't have my higher power helping me out. I truly believe if someone really wants to get better from depression and anxiety, and with all their heart and soul, they want to be healed, they will attract the people, circumstances, and finances to make that happen. Every person I've worked with over 18 years in my groups who has had that strong desire to get well has in fact gotten well. And by the way, getting well doesn't mean you're cured. It means you're in remission and you can manage your symptoms and have a decent life. So remember, never give up, never give up. You never know what tomorrow will bring. I promise you. All right, that's my cheerleading words for people who really feel down and think that things will never get better. And especially if you're young, too many times young people give up. They have their whole lives ahead of them, really. I was a mess till I was 46. According to my mother, I'm still a mess now. All right. Yes. You're right, Big Oak. Sensitivity is linked to depression. Ian Clear, I will email you. Sun in Italy is great for food and sunshine, natural helper for anxious people like me. Yes. Why don't you send me FedEx a nice some spaghetti and meatballs? I'm clear. I'll pay for it. You know a video about the black dog called depression? No, but that's what Winston Churchill called it. Many famous people were depressed. Winston Churchill, Eleanor Roosevelt. Who else? Abraham Lincoln. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Say it loud. I'm depressed and I'm proud. All right. Well, send me the video link, MD Nixon. You've got my address. David, you've written me. CBD oil is helping me sleep well. Yes, it helps me sleep also. Matter of fact, I got to start taking again because my sleep has been really disrupted. Thank you, Jason. I love you. I love the UK. I want to go back to England sometime. Send me a plane ticket. Thank you. You are right. Lies in my head are poisoning my life. I know they are lies, but it's hard to ignore. You just got to talk back to them. You got to. It's called denial and affirmation and the new thought. How about this? Everything I touch prospers and succeeds. How about this one? My best days are still ahead of me. I love that one. In every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. That's one of the most famous affirmations. I'm going to write it out. Just tell yourself that, Big Oak. Say that when you wake up in the morning and say that when you go to bed at night. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. I never intended to live alone in the wilderness. Aha. My husband of 15 years moved in with one of his 3 ex-wives. Wow. Amazon are amazing. Thank you very much, Goldie. And who am I supposed to... what was I going to do? I was going to type somebody for some of them. Oh. Tell me what I was going to type. I forgot. Now remember, this is for Big Oak. Every day, and it's for everybody else here. I think this is right. Every day in every way I'm getting better and better. A French pharmacist named Émile Coué made that up, and he became world famous. People came to him from all over the world because of that affirmation. All right. Yes, I hate loud music also, guys. I'm And MD Nixon, I agree with you. Amazon's amazing. Craig Cox, really hope these thoughts do go soon. Try your best not to act on them, of course. You should have a party on Instagram. You should have an after party. I don't even know how you go on Instagram. I've only posted pictures of my cat there. What's the best way to stand up for yourself? Set firm boundaries. Please, you're stepping on my foot. Can you please get off? Highly Sensitive Person is a great book. There's a link with Higher IQ with Depression. That's right. What's my email? douglasblog@gmail.com. It's high tide to treat mental illness as any other physical problem, right? I am clear. You're on the way. Everyday invert. No, I couldn't even see what I was typing. Guess what? My lodgings just fell to the floor, and it's 1 minute over time. Someone wanted my email address. Here it is, douglasblock@gmail.com. Email me any question you have. If you want to copy the chart. Your last chance to make a contribution on live chat in the next minute. Here's my email address. Bagel, bagel, bagel. The most persistent human phenotypal correlate with academic success, intellectual and high or specialized IQ is autism. Well, I'm on the spectrum. Happy 4th, Douglas. Thank you, Angie. Exercise really helps, as McGraw. It does change your mood. You're right. I'm getting better at singing because there's no audience. Thank you, Doug. I'll email you. Love you, Amanda. Amanda means love. This really helps to share with others who I get how I feel. Well, Shirley K., that's why we're here. Friday was chat time. Well, Sunday at noon, July 7th. Be there or be square. Thank you, Catherine. Ahmed, it helps me to exercise. Yes, Amanda Nelson, it's wonderful. I didn't even know Ahmed was on the channel right now. One of my favorite YouTubers. Anyway, please go to my channel. I have some new videos. I'm going to be posting one that I did with Big No No. And what was it called? I completely forgot. Oh, health anxiety. Aha. MD Nixon, this is for you. Go to Big No No's channel and you can see a video we did on health anxiety, which I'm going to post on my channel. Oh my God. Anyway, time for me to bid you adieu. Cheer for the United States in the World Cup final, even if you come from England. And I hope you all have a great weekend. Even those of you who don't live in America and don't celebrate the 4th. Remember, never give up, never give up, never ever give up. See you guys on Sunday.